guys. I'll start. It's just from AAP. Ryan, can you just talk us through how did you view that game?
We won. The concern going into it, obviously Geelong were missing 3 really, really important players. So we knew they'd throw everything they had, but from our side, we were kind of unsure where they'd come from exactly, because obviously it was a different rotation for them. And then that Doc Rivers theory of you always want to play a team when they're at full strength, because your team just naturally comes down a little bit because the other team's missing so many star players. So I felt like we just kind of coasted for as long as we could, and then when we have a game late, all of a sudden we had to try and find second gear. I thought Geelong were brilliant, and I thought we did just enough to survive.
How are you? I mean, I think this is the third close game that you guys have encountered to start the season. Is this team really testing your end of game nerves?
Not too much. I've been doing it a while now, so I've had some reps, fortunately. But no, the girls have been fine. The issue I guess we're finding is and especially tonight, we're just so unsure of combinations. Just because Ali hasn't played yet, Steph hasn't played yet. So yeah, just trying to work out the exact 5 we should play late, and that was kind of the debate the whole fourth quarter. Like, who are we actually going to close with? Because I thought Maya was fantastic. So do we finish big? Do we say small and switchy? How do we actually play? Do we play Ali, but she hasn't played basketball in 11 weeks? Do we play Chiba? And again, they're all on restrictions as well. So yeah, life got hard.
Obviously, just on Ali Wilson, was she really itching to get on that court the whole game? It seemed like every single time she was on court, she was lighting it up. What did you make of her?
Yeah, well, she knew she only had X number of minutes to play before she got yanked again, and it just became really hard to where exactly are you going to put those minutes. So every time she got on the court, she knew she only had X amount of time to play before she was going to get dragged again, unfortunately. But yeah, she's killed practice the last 2 weeks now. And certainly really happy to get her back on our side.
And just final one from me. I think at halftime, haven't checked it just yet, but at halftime, I think it was you guys had scored 1 in 10 3-pointers. How can you kind of ensure that you are able to clean up that result?
Yep. Not. There was an easy answer. We'd fix it again. Small sample size. We went at 16% tonight. I think we're going at 19% for the year, but on a team stacked with shooters. So our biggest problem has probably been the fact our looks haven't been great, and I don't think our looks have been great because we've had a poor understanding of the offense and the big one is the execution of the offense. I think we had 25 turnovers, give or take, against Sydney. So we did a better job tonight of at least looking after the ball. The more we start to understand the offense, the more we start to understand player roles, I think we'll start finding easier shots. And once that happens, I think we'll start making more.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Ryan, Craig, is on here. Yemiyah, Craig, is on here in Perth. Yemiyah, talk me through yourself and Bree working together. It's a different look for this group, having bigs out there. How are you finding it, having the 2 talls out there at the same time and having the impact that way?
It's kind of a breath of fresh air. Bria is very mobile and versatile, and she helps a lot, and I just do my job, really.
When she goes and Han comes in, you're going to be a big team still. Do you like the way that it's coming together at the moment from a team perspective, even though it'll be a different person in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I like it.
Where does it work, do you feel?
Where does it work? I mean, I'm more of a help on defense, and I feel like Bria's more help on both ends. It also helps in transition, I guess you could say.
How are you finding it, Ryan, having the different type of lineup out there and working with more bigs?
Yeah, it's different from a Perth Lynx point of view. The flip side is that I've had this kind of team for a while with Rockingham in the NBL1, whether it was Hire and Jervis together or Jake Holmes and Gorjok Gak together. So I've had this kind of lineup for a little while at Rockingham and had some reps. Clearly from a WNBL point of view and a Perth Lynx point of view, it's very different, but we have had some reps with it before.
Bree was on TV at the end and said that it was basically a game where you could slap someone, grab them by the neck, push them in the face, do whatever you wanted to, and they wouldn't make a call. She said she was glad no one was wheeled off injured. What were your thoughts around that?
Again, same question I ask you every time: you're going to pay the fine if I give you an honest answer? If the answer is no, I'd really want to look, and again, I've obviously not seen the game tape, we saw it firsthand. I'd want to see the very final play with Ali Wilson on the baseline that led to the jump ball, Geelong ball. I'd want to see that play back in particular. Is my PG answer for you.
In general, you said you'll be able to fight harder this year. That was what you said pre-season. This team will be in a position to be able to play physical. Are you glad that you've got that physicality available to you now that you've seen how it's going to be called?
Yeah, well, we've seen it every year in the finals. Again, the quote we used in the pre-season, like the finals just turns into a game of rugby. And that's probably been the disappointing part, especially the first half and the first 3 quarters against Sydney, is that it was such a free-flowing game. I was like, guys, we're the biggest team in the comp. Like, we can use our size this year. And as soon as we did that, we looked a lot better defensively. So I think going into tonight's game, we were number 1 in the league, defensive efficiency, which is very unlike Perth. But certainly the size has helped.
And you're unbeaten, but you haven't been playing your best. You said the same thing the other day. Like, how do you reckon you're going at the moment?
We don't care how it looks right now. We're just trying to get W's. So 3, and if you told me in pre-season, like the off-season you're going to have, and 3 games into the season, Ali Wilson's played 20 minutes and Steph Gorman's played 13 minutes, and you're 3-0, like we'd take that every day of the week. So it's not pretty, and it's not being convincing by any stretch, but it's 3-0. So I reckon we're going at about 20%, 25%. But again, 3-0 we'll take every day of the week.
Thank you.
One from me, Brian. Last week you said you were surviving, and this week was pretty much the epitome of surviving that final moment. So from a coaching point of view, is that just leave everyone a bit to rest during the week until this final game on Tuesday, or how do you handle that from a sort of mentality and a mental health point of view?
Yeah, that's kind of been the concern. Obviously, when the fixtures first come out, we start circling some games that like we should win because of the schedule. We start circling some games that'll be really tough because of the schedule. Certainly, we'd circled this 4-game patch of Geelong on Saturday, Townsville on Tuesday, Southside on the Sunday, and back to Geelong again the following Tuesday. We certainly circled this patch of 4 games in however many days it is, 10 or 11 days, as one of the tougher patches, if not our toughest patch for the year. So again, not pretty tonight. We win by 1. The reality, we don't really care right now. We're just trying to get wins, and if it's not pretty, it's fine. We just want to win. But again, so part of that also played into the minutes tonight. Like again, we were able to keep Tegan's minutes down. We were able to keep Maley's minutes down to a degree. Chibber's minutes were down. Like we're trying to pace ourselves right now to play 4 games in 10 or 11 days. So yeah, looking forward to getting through this patch.
And obviously, I think Tuesday might be the game of the round at this rate between the 2 teams playing. Have you got any thoughts on matching up with Lauren Cox and just Townsville as a whole, their perimeter firepower?
I'm sorry?
Do you have thoughts on the Townsville game?
I know they're really fast paced and they have big players as well, so just looking forward to getting ready and playing some good competition.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Cheers.
I apologise about the delay.